Don called me with a problem this week, and it really raised a red flag in my mind. I wanted to see what you both thought about this. His home is on the market, and he received a call from a roofing company that, according to Don, they were in the neighborhood. They saw that his home was on the market. It looked like his roof needed some work, and that they were going to give him a discounted price to do some roof work. Sounds a little sketchy. Apparently, they noticed some nail pops that the roof had, and they quoted him $3,000 to have the nail pops repaired. I told him, whoa, you need to get a reputable recommendation from somebody you know as a roofer, someone who's been used as a roofer. And I wanted to check with both you guys because we always see fly-by-night
Yeah.
companies come in. Not that this one was, but we don't know. So, Chuck, let's start with you. What are some red flags on that?
Well, the red flag is you didn't ask for the information in my mind. Somebody starts coming up and saying, "Oh, hey, I was in your neighborhood." Typically, that means I'm being marketed,
Yeah.
and that just always never sets well with me. I always wonder, wait a minute, I didn't ask you to do this. Why are you doing this?
Mhm.
But just check references. If you want to go with it, check references.
Yeah, it sounds a little high, but I don't know how many nail pops
Yeah, I was going to
this.
say I'll hop
Yeah.
up on that roof for 3K to
Yeah.
to nail a couple things down.
Which takes us over to Brad. So, Brad, is it that simple, just hopping on the roof and nailing some nails, or is there more involved when it comes to
Uh,
repairing nail pops?
well, no, it can be that simple, but we don't know the extent of it. But a nail pop itself is a relatively straightforward repair. Now, you don't just take a hammer and hammer down on the shingle
Uh-oh,
to push
Chuck.
the nail back through.
Ah,
Yeah.
hey,
Sorry,
I'm an
Chuck.
attorney, not a roofer.
But hey, I mean, we have seen evidence of exactly that, where a roofer comes in, nails down the nail pops through the shingle, and then caulks the hole that he's created in the shingle and calls that a repair. So to Chuck's point, hey, if they want to give you a quote, that's fine, but do me a favor and get a second opinion. There are lots and lots of reputable roofers out there. I will tell you, a lot of them door knock, and they're really good roofers. They probably can be effective at repairs. I mean, $3,000, that's a lot of repairs. So get a second opinion. I mean, just because it's easy and convenient and they can do it right here and right now, because you've got a for sale sign in your front yard, it doesn't mean it's something that you have to do. Because even if the home inspector comes, we're gonna write up those nail pops. We're gonna suggest repairs to be made and evaluation of the roof be done. But then you get to choose the roofer who makes
Mhm.
those repairs.
Is
So
that really something you can see from the roadway?
you actually can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the times you'll see the guys standing there with binoculars even.
Uh,
So yeah, but you can
Yeah.
see the nail pops.
well,
But I
Bob,
think,
going back to
yeah.
you,
Uh-huh.
doing repairs like that prior to having a buyer with inspections and whatnot, is that ever really a great idea?
Well, it depends. If the nail pops could lead to leaking roof, a leaking roof, which could, because the
Mhm.
shingle is up and water could back up underneath it, right? So it would better to be, I think, proactive. Brad, you're shaking your head. Yes. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree with you. Yeah.
yeah,
I think any maintenance that we do, regardless of what period of time it is before we sell a house, maintenance is always a good idea.
yeah. And keep a receipt to show that you've had that maintenance done. Now, and I know where you're going with this, Chuck, and it's a good point. You don't want to take care of everything before you sell the house because you want the buyer to have their inspector in, and the inspector writes up a couple of things that you may already know that you factored into needing to be fixed or repaired. And sure enough, that way at least the buyer, feels that they're getting some movement traction with the seller, and everybody comes to a happy conclusion at the closing table.
Yeah, because
So,
I'm kind of
yeah.
thinking that if you've got nail pops that are visible from the road like that,
Hmm.
with or without binoculars, I guess, wouldn't that suggest that there's other issues with that roof?
Brad, could there be other issues?
There can be. I mean, any roof is going to have some level of problem. But nail pops are one indication of just it's just things that happen in our climate. It's the things warm up, they cool down, and that causes metal to contract and expand, which is why you get the nails popping up. It's not to say that a nail pop is indicative of a problem roof. It's just a natural course of what happens. It does probably indicate that the roof is going to have a little bit of age on it before the nail pops appear. But it gives you a chance to look for things like, look, we've had so much wind here lately. There's a lot of shingles that have been damaged by the wind. Even if they haven't torn away, a lot of them have been creased. So it gives you an opportunity to the nail pops will lead you to, looking at for other issues up there on the roof.
I would tell you, you mentioned these potential scam artists or
Yeah.
roofers looking to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So a number of years ago on my roof, I had a couple of nail pops and I could see them visibly from my yard. So I had talked to a friend, and a friend recommended somebody. He said, "Oh, yeah, this guy's great." So I call him. He comes over. He hops up on the roof, and I made a mistake. And I'll tell you, you may already know what it is, but when I tell you this, he hops up on the roof and he takes out a tar gun with whatever the gawk stuff is, puts it underneath there, taps him down. There were two nail pops, and he hands me a bill for $400. Now, the mistake I made was not asking him what the cost was going to be prior to him going up. And this one did come with a recommendation, but I would tell you I would never use the guy again because I felt I was taken advantage of. So just
Yeah,
beware. Check
right.
with a variety of friends. You can always call me, and I've got a list of roofers that I would tell you to use that would at least they've done a decent job because we won't recommend anybody that. And so as I think Chuck and Brad have both pointed out, reviews really check the reviews on Google, and that tells a lot. Which leads me as we go to a break to tell you can check our reviews. How's that for a little transition there, right? You can check our reviews. We made it very simple. You can go to LouisvilleSellersTalk.com to see the visual interviews, but also on Zillow, LouisvilleZillow.com or LouisvilleGoogle.com. Those will both take you to our reviews online. When we come back, 6 home design trends that Zillow is saying will be huge in 2024. We'll see if you have those or are planning to put those in. Continuing with us till the top of the hour, Chuck Crosby. He's the head guy over at the Crosby Law Offices, does a great job getting your home loan closed, and you can pick the closing attorney that you want. You can reach Chuck and his team at 499-6360. Also with us, Brad Lawler, owner of the Home Team Inspection Service and Team Bug Out, not only in Louisville, but also in Lexington and Frankfurt. And you can reach the team at Home Team at 844-411-TEAM. And if you're looking to sell your home or buy your home, I'd love to talk to you. It's a free, no obligation consultation. You can reach me on my cell phone anytime, day or night, 502-376-5483, or go to bobsellslouisville.com. We are back in a moment on News Radio 840 WHAS.